Hello, Noose Little Podcast listeners. Allow me a moment to promote our new official Noose Little Theater merchandise. This can be bought at any show we have. And as you come see, you can go up to the merch table and ask the man or lady, and you can get your official NLT merch. Here's what we have. We have hats, toboggans, hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, and we even have big and tall sizes. Just ask the person and they'll set you right up. We also have blankets, pins, key change, stickers, tumblers, frosted pint glass, coffee mug, aluminum water bottle, backpack, and tote bags, etc. We have it all. Be sure to check out our special anniversary merchandise, including our t-shirt featuring all the shows of our historic 50th season. Thank you, and thanks for listening. Hello, and welcome to Noose Little Podcast. This is an audio presentation featuring the backstage antics and stories from your favorite log cabin located on the banks of the Noose River in Smithfield, North Carolina. Please help us celebrate our 51st season and purchase tickets on our website, www.nooselittletheater.org. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the various podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Now please, enjoy the show. Good evening and welcome to Noose Little Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Gore. That's my producer, Mita Toole.
So,
Mita, it is a cold and a little frosty evening here at the hut, and I am sleep deprived, but I'm really excited about this episode because I get to talk to an old friend of mine. Well, we go way back, and I'm going to introduce him in just a minute. You know, Mita, there's been stuff that's been going on at the hut where I'm just like, recently this past week at the board meeting and stuff shown at the board meeting where I'm just like, this is the funniest thing that's ever happened to the theater, and I can't talk about it at all. And I was like,
let's just say, be aware for all those listening and pass it on to those who you may know. We have cameras on our porch.
We got cameras on the back porch,
just
people.
An FYI.
It's not quite as secluded as you think it is. And now we got to put a sign out there or something. Anyway, I'll let your imaginations fill in the gaps on that one. But we're here. This is the first episode where we're going to discuss the musical She Loves Me. And She Loves Me, the musical, with about... I'm not going to say all the credits because there's like 1,000 credits for it. She Loves Me is going to go up at the hut on February 13th, 14th, 28th, and 21st. Those are Friday and Saturdays. February 15th matinee is sold out. If you have a burning desire to go see the matinee and you just can't see it on any other time, just check that website because we have cancellations all the time at nooselittletheater.org.
And we do have a wait list right now.
So, the February 13th, 14th, 20th, and 21st on Fridays and Saturdays at the hut, all at 8 p.m. There are tickets available for each of those shows. And after that, we have Doubt auditions, which are Monday and Tuesday, February 16th and 17th. Okay. So, as I said, I am excited to introduce this guest because me and this guy go way back. We went to high school together. Not only did we go to high school together, I would say we were pretty good friends in high school. And we were both in band together, which is the cause of and solution to keeping out of trouble and also getting into trouble. And we're going to talk about that. But he's here in relation to She Loves Me because he is our new music director. And I am proud to introduce our new music director, Rob Goodwin. How you doing, Rob?
Thanks, Matt. That was really nice.
How did you get approached for this? How did this happen? How did you decide to come to Noose Little Theater and music direct for us?
Sure. I remember doing a gig. I was playing trumpet for something. I don't even remember. And Todd was there. And he was talking about doing Wizard of Oz coming up. And he needed someone to direct the orchestra. Because they were going to have people doing that. That's not his thing. He does choral.
Right.
And he's an incredibly accomplished accompanist. So he needed someone to take care of the band as he was conducting the vocals. So he just happened to say, "Hey, do you know anybody?" Or, "Todd, I would love to do that myself." And so I said that, and that kind of got my foot in. When I heard that Todd might be leaving, I went directly to Sean, and I said, hey, man, if you ever have a hard time looking for a music director, just call me, and I'll be in there in a pinch if you need me to. Not knowing that it, would eventually turn into it, which I was hoping for. Right. I wouldn't approach him if I wasn't hoping for it.
It sounds like you saw an opportunity, and you stuck your foot in the door, and like, hey. And I know when I heard about it, I was just like, Rob Goodwin? Oh, yeah, please get him. Because I knew you were an accomplished musician. I knew you. Because even though I hadn't talked to you face to face in like 5-7 years, I was like, he's too much in music is too much big a part of his life for him to drop it completely. Even though it's not what you do. You do professional gigs, but that's not your main source of income, right?
Right now, it's half of it. I'm actually I teach 30 to 36 students a week at the Musicians Learning Center in Raleigh.
Oh, wow.
And then the other thing I do is I'm an adjunct professor for sleep technology at Pitt Community College.
So if you need a sleep apnea machine, you're the guy to go to.
That's right.
So your first venture as our music director is She Loves Me. I'm going to get into the story aspects of it later with on the podcast I'm doing directly after this one with Hannah and Dawn.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they'll be here at 7. So we don't have to get into the story element so much, but I would like to know more about, because this musical I've picked up has a pretty faithful cult following. It's not the biggest musical you've ever heard of, but the people who know it really, really like it. It came on our radar in this area when Sampson County?
I knew of it before, but I went to see Annabeth Clark in it at Sampson. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had heard it was really good, and I was just like, oh yeah, it looks cool. But then when I actually did a little bit of research on the play, I was just like, oh my god, it takes place in Budapest? Like it takes place in Austria? What's up with that? And I was like, I thought it took place in New York.
No, and what's funny is you asked me last podcast about Shop Around the Corner. It's set in Budapest too. You just wouldn't know it because there's nothing about it that says Budapest.
Just the names.
Just the names, yeah.
Okay, all right. But so I was told that the cast of this show in particular were already coming in big fans of the musical, which is not uncommon, but not as common because this isn't as well known a musical. So tell me about the music side of it. Why are singers so willing to jump in on this thing?
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. I thought so. The choreographer Patsy Castellano is my wife's grandma, so I know Grammy very well. She told me about this that we were going to do it. I was like, oh, is that like She Loves Me, like the Beatles? I was like, oh no, this is like a whole other musical. So right when I got it, I started listening to it, and there's a million different versions of it online that you can listen to. And the music is what really drives it. There are so many musicals out there. Bye Bye Birdie. We've done that together. Music's okay. There are some musicals that this is why we're doing it. It's because it stood the test of time. The music itself is challenging, it's hilarious, and certain musical things that they do, I don't want to give anything away, but like we're having different conversations. I think I should like a mustache right here under my chin, and little things like that. But it's all call and response, and there are so many nice musical things to do, and things that we couldn't do if we didn't have such a good cast this year. We had 2 nights of casting. It was incredible how good everybody was. I mean, there could have been 12 Amalias. They were that good. And, I'm glad my wife didn't try out because I told her, apart from nepotism, that would have been challenging because the talent's that good. So it's a classic kind of, I would consider it a classic kind of musical because the theme is very classic. There's nothing insane going in on it, but the music's perfect. It really is. It's very challenging, though.
Yeah.
It really is.
And it's, I like to call it the classic rom-com. I mean, you've
absolutely
seen the story over and over and over again anyway. So it's very familiar. And then the other part of it is the music is it's so very Broadway musical. Mm-hmm. I mean,
and I was thinking about that. It is, but it's not like so outlandish. Like it's got the bright, like Wicked is.
No,
complete,
it's
like
very old school Broadway musical. Yeah. So like it's. You actually, when you hear it, it definitely, it'll stick with you. You won't have heard it before, but you'll think you might have heard something like it before. So it's very familiar, which makes it very nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, it's like in the vein of those classic Hollywood musicals. Because it's old. It's older than I thought it was. I thought this was like semi-recent, but it's old.
They did have a recent revival, which is where I found it from. Because during the pandemic, Broadway Online or something, you could subscribe to see something live streamed. And that was one of the ones that they showed. It wasn't really live, but they streamed it so you could watch the whole production. And that's where I actually originally saw it.
They each have their own, and it's probably all rhythmic, all the challenges that we have. But one of the very last songs, it's an ensemble piece, but every time it's 12 days to Christmas, 10 days to Christmas, 7 days. Each time it's getting faster and faster until the last one. You can barely pop those words out. They're going to be moving and doing things at the same time, too.
Yeah. Customers come in.
Yeah.
And they're like shopping, and then they come back in the next time around. It's closer to Christmas. They're a little more panicked, and a little more panicked, and a little more panicked.
And it has the potential for something really funny.
Well, I can't wait to see it. I will be here Valentine's night, ushering. Is trumpet still your main instrument?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Do you? What kind of gigs do you do with it?
I'm not gigging as much, but I play churches. I've done weddings. I love doing musicals, but now I will direct them here for as long as they will continue to let me do them.
As long as he's on our good side.
Yeah, that's right.
You got an in on board.
But yeah, that's my main one. I do a lot of recording at home. I'll do some trumpet ensemble things by myself.
You grew up in a music household. Your mother, Patty Goodwin, was the music director or the band director at Selma Middle School for years and years and years. And so music has obviously always been a big part of your life. Tell me about what was your aspirations with it to begin with? Like when you're young and dumb.
Yeah.
The dreams that life has crushed along its way.
Sure. I think everybody has something that they do or that they are able to do and that makes them feel equilibrium. And from an early age, my mom would put me in church choir, and then I would come home and she said I would bang out on the piano exactly what I was singing. And so there was just a thing that I did, and it's turned into that thing that I do now for equilibrium. My wife knits. My little girl runs around and does gymnastics and swims. I can't do any of that stuff, but give me a trumpet and I can make your ears bleed.
So it's always been your thing. What kind of do you listen to trumpet music? Do you like jazz music? Do you listen to like a lot of
Yeah, and even though my instrument is trumpet, I've gone through the repertoire that is trumpet and most jazz and all that, but I love all stuff. Recently, I got into Hinge, Henge. Have you heard of Hinge?
I have not.
They're crazy. The lead singer's got like a plasma ball on his head, and they have a song called Tardigrades, and he just raps about tardigrades.
You got me into Rush. I remember that. I remember you were a big Rush fan. I remember in high school you were a big Rush fan.
I don't remember that.
Well, all right, okay.
I was a Dream Theater fan.
Was it? Oh, all right.
And they were into Rush.
Dream Theater.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I've gotten it confused with. Is it Deep Purple? Okay, it might have been Dream Theater, and I'm just.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've seen Rush, and Rush is a good band.
Okay. Was it Muse?
No.
Those alternative bands that got kind of big. Anyway, all right. So, transitioning, I had mentioned that we are friends, but we were friends in high school, and it's crazy. It's crazy to kind of go back there because I was thinking about it today. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk to Rob about old times. And
it's been 20 years.
Yeah. Did you go? Your high school reunion is coming up this year.
I don't think I've been invited.
You will. Would you? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot. Would you go?
I don't know. That's I was thinking about that because I thought that would come up, and I was like, 10 years ago, don't want to go. Now I might show up.
I was 10 years ago, I would show up, and 20 years ago, I'm like, never.
I think my 10-year reunion was at Ribeye Joe's, and I only went because I was working at the college, and we'd go after the shows that were at the college. We'd go to we'd go have drinks at the bar. Mm-hmm. Turns out my high school reunion was next door, didn't even know. I wandered in, went,
I don't know these people.
I don't know any of these people. And I went back to the bar, and then I went to my... was it my 20th? I can't remember. It was at the country club. I went specifically. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to walk in. I didn't want to hang out with any of those people.
Is it because
I don't really know any of them anymore.
And is a part of you like me? Maybe I'm projecting this. Is it part of you just like, I don't want to face those people knowing that I didn't do what I set out to do?
No, it wasn't even that. Well, I mean, I guess part of it was like, well, I've not done, I am who I am kind of a thing. Yeah. So, but it was more like, I know people find this very hard to believe, but I was horribly shy in high school. I still am a lot of times, but it's like, so me walking into that environment, it's like, I'm
the same way.
Because I didn't stay friends with these people I went to high school with. It's sort of like we've moved in opposite directions, so there's not any commonality anymore. So, of course, when you walk through the door, you immediately gravitate to the people that you were high school friends with, because those are the people you knew best. But you immediately realize that, like, we're not the same people as we used to be.
Well,
thank God. I was a real jerk, and I still am. But I tried not to be so much anymore.
You grew into a very nice man. You're a nice man, Rob. Am I the first person that started calling you Rob? And it was just like, you should go by Rob Goodwin because it sounds a little bit cooler than Robert Goodwin.
It was either you or Stephen Bach.
I was just about to mention him. You're speaking of commonality. We were in band together, and I should thank you in a way. I really should, because you were you're not the whole reason that I switched to baritone. Oh, yeah. Because I was a trumpet player. And as you so kindly reminded me in high school that I wasn't a true trumpet player because I switched to baritone.
Well, that's true. I stand by that. Trumpet players who don't want to play high are baritone players.
Sure.
That's fine. That's fine. The world needs baritone players.
Even at that age, I was just like, I'm never going to be as good as Robert, and I'm not going to be as good as the top 5. I'm definitely never going to be as good as Robert, whose mom is a band director.
She didn't even play trumpet.
I know, but doesn't she?
No.
Wasn't there pressure?
Absolutely no. She didn't make me practice.
There wasn't pressure from your mom?
No.
Okay.
No, she would. No, there was only support. If I wanted to try out for All County, I'd try out for All County.
That's the part I wanted to thank you about, because I knew I couldn't beat you when it came to All County and stuff like that. And I went one time as a middle school as an alternate. Crazy. I actually got to go as an alternate for All District Band. And I knew, because you were a year younger, and I knew you were coming up, and I was just like, I've heard about this guy. There's no way in hell I'll ever be as good, because I practiced my A off in middle school, and I barely got second or first chair. And so I switched to baritone because there's way, way less competition, and for that reason, I got to go to All County and All District stuff band, which are among the best times I had in high school.
Oh, me too.
And so you partly responsible for that.
Well, I can thank you, Matt.
Oh, no.
Because of all of our hours editing those silly movies we did, that's really what my job is now. At Pitt, I've got like 64 videos in my library. They watch them, they take a quiz.
I wish I had I wish I had really, because I want to do that today. I was just like, I enjoy editing. Yeah, because it's a great way to make 6 hours disappear.
Over just 5 minutes.
Yeah, over 5 little minutes. Yeah. Well, I mentioned regrets in high school, and it's kind of not true. Maybe perhaps I'm being a little hard on myself. I did make a movie. We did make a movie.
I think about Golden Glory at least once a week.
Golden Glory. Mina doesn't know you don't know anything about this.
It's on YouTube. Go watch it.
Okay, so out of nowhere, my senior year, I started just filming everything on the band trips with this camcorder. This old. It wasn't even a mini DV.
You started in band camp.
Yeah. Why? Why did I start?
Because the whole beginning of the movie is going through band camp and how sucky we were.
Yeah.
And then you gotta go back and watch it, dude. I watch it at least twice a year.
I can't because of the voiceover. I can't.
No, that's what's so endearing.
When I hear
because
the voice,
you were in high school.
When I hear the voiceover, I turn it off because I'm like, because it sounds overly melodramatic. So it's literally the opening. So
anybody in high school,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it was perfect for what we had.
It is a kind of like a snapshot of that time perfectly. And it's a full length documentary. It's like 70 minutes long with interviews and cuts.
I think what your problem is, you have documentation of what you were like in high school.
Not me.
As opposed to
he was in a couple shots.
I was in a couple of shots, but I was credited as director and I did the voiceover. I didn't appear in the documentary.
No, I know. I meant the voiceover part too.
That is just not true.
Because
what?
You and Rokia are in there talking about someone's head getting too big.
Yeah.
So no,
because
we
thought
there.
I remember we only kept that in because it was particularly good, and but I didn't go out to set. This isn't like Michael Moore where he's like a character in the documentary.
No, it's not going after Roger.
But Michael Moore inserts himself, like Hunter S. Thompson inserts himself into his writing, and Michael Moore inserts himself into his...
I don't want to say we inserted ourselves into anything, really.
I just meant that, like, you have documentation of your life as a high schooler. So that, because you have grown as a person, you look back at that as now, and you look at what you were and go, oh my God. So there's see, like, there was none of that when I was in school. You didn't document things. And so, like, kids today, I'm like going, oh my God, you're going to have all of this to live forever and ever. It's like, luckily, a couple of photographs survived when I was a kid. Yeah. But, like, I think the problem is you're looking back with current eyes on who you were, and everybody in high school is overly dramatic, and everything is the end of the world as we know it.
You don't understand, Mr. Jones. I need to use class time to film my documentary.
Don't you remember that? The one time we got like in trouble on that one, and we called it Black Saturday.
Yes. Yeah, we even made fun of that. We would make little what they would call YouTube clips or like TikTok videos of our own back then, which is
Good, Bad, the Ugly.
Yeah.
I found the VHS of the 2005 senior video.
Oh yeah.
So I'll have to digitize that so we can have it.
For those, just to give you some a little bit more context, Golden Glory is the Spartan Regiment is a 70-minute documentary I shot on a probably really shitty camcorder that documents our entire season through band camp in July to the end of our season at Havelock in November. And I don't know the origin or the genesis of how I got Rob roped into it, but I knew I needed someone to help me edit it. And I, for some reason, knew Rob had access to that software. And that was really where we kind of bonded. Yep. And we kind of made this movie together. If you look at it now, it's a little impressive, but it's cringe to me. But
in 2005, and I had a 3 gigabyte hard drive on my Macintosh. That's why we made it. Mm-hmm. And we did the first half, and I had to delete the whole thing so that I could do the other half. And then I put it all on a VHS tape.
Yeah, and I remember we didn't have the correct input for the camcorder, so I remember going to Walmart and buying
for the debut
on a credit card. Yeah, one that would work, and I had to take it back after we were done with it. But there was one day we were editing the documentary. It was near the end of the year, and I had decided. Because we shot it in the first part of the year, and then that whole second semester where marching band isn't going on, we were kind of like fiddling with it and editing it and whatnot. And I had to go back. We were at your house editing it on your Mac, the old Mac with the colored Macs. I forget what they're called, but they're very quaint now. Anyways. I had to go back and get some footage or something off the computer in the band room, and so we're done, and we're done with school at this point, but there's still school going on for other kids. And so I go back, and I try to retrieve it. I'm on one side of the Triple S, And then on the other side, I had no idea that there was a full riot going on. And I'm not exaggerating because it made the news.
It was on CNN.
It was on WRL that night about a riot at school and how 10 kids got arrested. And Robert's like calling me on my old flip phone, cell phone. And I'm just like, Robert never calls me. And he leaves me a voice message going like, Matt, I hear there's something going down at Triple S. Be safe, man. I love you. And I'm just like, oh my God. Something must be going down because Rob would never say that without.
Well, I got my hair cut in Pine Level, and then on my way back, I see all these troopers just hauling. Mm-hmm. And then I hear on like, Triple S is on lockdown. Phil Lee has gone to his special place. Mm. Yeah.
But that was that was fun. I remember that day. I was just like, oh, he actually does like me. That's interesting.
We had to get our movie
59
done.
minutes.
We did.
20. No.
Oh, you found it. There you go.
Yeah, 59 minutes and 20 seconds, so an hour-long documentary.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Atomic Pinball Production.
That was our name.
That was our production company. And when we introduced them, it was a great night. I remember this night very specifically. We did our band concert, our winter band concert, and after the band concert, we asked anybody who wants to see the documentary, you can stick around, and almost everybody did. And we had like a little premiere in the auditorium at Triple S, in the old auditorium at Triple S.
It was great.
Yeah, that was a great night, and the reason why I bring that up with the atomic pinball thing is I had a joke that it was that I was Fat Man and he was Little Boy, which are the names of the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
That was perfect.
Yeah, and I was way into Kevin Smith and even Michael Moore. His documentary style definitely influenced it, but the voiceover, I feel is a little cringe because I'm way too dramatic, and the music is way too dramatic. You would think we're about to cure cancer. Yeah. We're about to do the most important thing human beings. We're about to discover we're about to set foot on Mars.
Halo, the theme track of that.
You were in high school, and this was the most important documentary.
That's true.
Yeah,
it was our lives.
What was the dude's name who played the tuba? He was a really good guy. It was he's a bigger dude. Maybe I think he graduated.
Well, there were several. There was one guy, then his mom was like one of the advisors. Then there was Adam Hicks. He was there for a year.
Yeah.
Man.
Anyway, I remember this guy. And I'm so sorry. I should remember your name, sir. If you ever hear this, I truly want to thank you because I tell you what, I've always been a heavy person in my life. It's just ever since I was around 7 or 8, I've been a heavy person. And we went to Universal Studios, and it was really good. We were on the Hulk roller. We were right in line for the Hulk roller coaster, and this guy who I barely knew. So there's 2 cars. You fill up one car on the Hulk roller coaster, send it on, and then while they're having fun out there on the roller coaster, we're filling up the second car. Here's the thing: there's a weight limit, and the bar can only come down so far. So large people have to wait for this specific car because it has one large seat. And so I had figured out pretty quick that I'm going to have to wait for that large seat. However, all my friends are now getting into the car without the large seat. And now they're going to go on the Hulk roller coaster without me, and I'm going to have to ride it by myself. But that guy stayed behind. He was, and he didn't really know me, but he was just like, "Don't worry, man, I'll ride with you. No one should have to ride alone."
Aww.
And that makes me almost cry to this day.
It wasn't Mater, was it?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. No.
I think I know who you're talking. That was a sweet boy.
Yeah, I should know your name because you're a good dude. Because I think about that often. And I was thinking about that today. I was just like, we're going to talk about old times. It's going to be cool. And then I was thinking about we're going to talk about old times. Some of it's painful. And for me, I don't know about you. I don't want to speak for you, but I don't know. Just
honestly, I think if everybody's honest with themselves, there's always. I think everybody who goes through high school there's something that's painful.
But we were lucky to have something like band and doing movies and being stupid to get us all through it.
And Brian Jones, who's still there, was a wonderful band director. We got him fresh out of ECU, so he was still like half a frat boy, and he's been doing it 20 years now, so at least. And he's been in the same spot, and we owe a lot. I mean, we owe a lot to him.
He let us do that stuff in his
can't believe
band room.
It. Yeah, he wouldn't let people do it now. But yeah, I couldn't. But yeah, he gave us access to like the band room and stuff, and even shooting this movie called Band Geeks. Now you got to remember this is 2000, so American Pie is really which has disappeared from the lexicon, but American Pie movies was very popular at the time. Crass humor and pushing it as far as we can go was very popular in the early 2000s. And there was no social media, so you could get away with a little bit more. And I'd written a script that was in that vein, and perhaps your mother found it. And
we had done a few vignettes.
Yes.
I remember that.
It was now time to go into full feature-length films.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think you know this, but I went to NC School. I wanted to go to NC School of the Arts, and I wanted to go in the directing program there. And I went there. I applied, and I went there for the interview. And at the interview, right before they take you back to talk to the professors, they'll show you the campus. They'll show you this little 2-minute movie that people edited down. They'll tell you the importance of staying in your seat to read the full credits, to show respect to the crew members. And then they finally take you back for a one-on-one interview with like 2 professors and you. And I brought not Golden Glory. It wasn't done, but I brought another one. Did you work on the Hey Bobby one?
I was just about to bring up Hey Bobby.
Hey Bobby was a short film.
That was like your brother's acting debut, wasn't it?
Who is now, he's still acting. He is currently the lead at Barefoot in the Park.
There you go.
Benson Little Theater right now. Always copy me. I'm just kidding.
I remember that very well.
Yeah, Hey Bobby. And that was my short film that I submitted with my application. And so we're all waiting in this room, and it was wonderful because we're in a room with 20 people like me, 20 people who kind of want to be directors and they're passionate about it. So we're all talking, we're all having an excellent conversation. And someone's like, we should show our short films. And I'm just like, yeah, that's a great idea. So this one guy put in his DVD of his short film, and it was about $1. The journey of $1 in 24 hours. And every person who hands off the dollar at the store, this dollar goes through a little story throughout this little 10-minute short film. Great. And so they were like, what's your movie, Matt? And I was like, I didn't bring one. Because this is, I saw, even at that age, I was like, this is way better than what I have. This Hey Bobby ain't going to cut it right now. So I was just like, no, it's not ready. It's too rough of a cut for me to show to people right now. And I remember, this is one of those crossroad points in Matt Gore's life. I was back there for the interview, and it was a dude that looked just like Scorsese, Martin Scorsese, the famous director. It wasn't him, obviously, but it looked like him, only with a beard. So that was distracting me. And he asked me a question. He was like, so everybody has to like be on each other's crew. Like 1 week you're going to be the director, and the next week you're going to be the DP on this one, the next week you're going to be the editor on this one. So everybody has to do everything, every aspect of filmmaking. So what would you do, Matt, if you were pressed for time and somebody on your crew wasn't getting the job done? What would you do? And I'm like, I would try to go up to him and convey to him the importance of what we're doing and how to get it done, and I hope that would carry us through. And and every day I think about that. I'm like, you moron, you absolute idiot. Because the correct answer to that question is, why the hell are you here? Like, why are you here at film school if you don't want to learn something about being a filmmaker? And I didn't get it right. And I ultimately didn't get into the School of the Arts.
You should have told him, call Rob.
Call Rob. He's editing Golden Glory for me right now.
Well, I mean, in your defense, though, probably 2 people got in. So.
Oh, yeah. And my math scores weren't very high. And does that matter to an art school? Probably not so much, but I could have done better.
Couldn't we all? Sorry, Mr. Jones, the other.
Why didn't you pursue being a band director?
That's a great question. What I'd get to do now is a student shows up. I talk to them about music for 30 minutes. They leave. And I do that times 8. Mr. Jones talks about music 20% of the time. He has to deal with parents and teachers and students and paperwork and fundraising and all this other stuff. He puts so much thought into the everything. I don't want to do that. I just want to do, and I'm very introverted. I can do directing stuff, but that takes my energy. A one-on-one, one-on-two, that's fantastic.
I think if you don't have a passion for teaching children, I think.
And I teach kids, and I love it, but I saw what a lot of people have to go through, and I don't want to deal with that. Well, there's so much politics on the county level.
Yeah.
It's like, there's so much money coming in. Who's going to get? Well, I better get some of that.
Right.
Because when my mom retired, she had done so much fundraising over the years for kids who didn't have instruments. They had over 120 individual instruments. And so when Selma Middle was like, oh, we're not going to have a band anymore, there was, who's getting these things? Well, Smithfield Selma should get them. No, they should be dispersed throughout the county. It's very political.
I look at what teachers do today, and it's like, and they make this amount of money, and it would be fine if they worked September to June, and they worked, 7 hours a day or whatever it is that they actually work. But then they have to come in on teacher work days. They don't get the holidays the kids get. They don't actually get all of summer off anymore. They have to go in 2 weeks ahead of time for enrichment and training and planning and all this sort of stuff. And so it's no longer I get 3 months in the summer off, so my pay's okay. No, you have to stay late for tutoring, and you have to stay late to do planning, and you have to do this, and you have to skip meals because you can't leave kids alone in the classroom. And I'm just like, there's just so much that's expected of them that's on top of their actual job now that I couldn't.
And there's two other things. I would have no time because I would want to be writing those shows myself.
What shows are you referring to?
Like marching band shows. Uh-huh. I'd want to write those myself.
You want to do original ideas instead of getting a firm to do whatever the...
I because I have so many show ideas in my head that I would love to do, but I have no time to do.
That was my favorite part of marching band was the show concepts.
Yeah,
I remember seeing the. Do you again? Might have been a year too late. Do you remember seeing it was Carrie? I cannot remember. The medicine's working today. Carrie Marching Band did a Batman Superman show. I looked. I was just like, "What the? I can't believe this is so cool. We got to do this." And then our senior year, we did the most boring show. What did you do your senior year?
We did The Way of the Warrior. I liked the music
David
of
Holsinger.
David Holsinger. No. I liked that because I had a really cool solo.
There you go.
I had a really cool solo for the other one too.
Of course. Yes, we know. The chosen one.
It's all about me.
No, it's the trumpet's ego.
It is.
That's why you couldn't handle it.
But I
is
say
the trumpet the tenor of the
soprano.
band? Is that what it is?
The soprano.
The soprano
of the brass instrument.
It's hard to be really good at, and I do this at theater. It's hard to be really good, really successful for a long time at something and not have some type of ego attached to it.
Yeah.
So if you're a great trumpet player, you're probably a little insufferable.
It just comes with the trumpet. You pick up the trumpet, you also get the ego. It doesn't matter if you're good or not. Because I've gotten a lot better with my ego because I've realized now, oh God, there's so many people that can do everything better than I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get to that, like the room with the 20 other filmmakers. And I was probably 19th out of 20 or 20th out of 20th as far as talent goes.
Yeah, but you got into the room.
I did, but I wasn't talented. I wasn't natural.
That's better than some people get.
It's absolutely true. And I remember Lindell?
Absolutely. He's what is it? The Met?
Yeah,
yeah.
I talked to my friend Lindell, who is a professional opera singer who lives in New York and has performed at the Metropolitan Opera. He was in Porgy and Bess. And,
wow!
And I talked to him a little while ago. And he wants to come on the podcast.
Yes.
And I was like, he would easily be our most famous guest.
Nice.
But I got really nervous. He was like, "Yeah, bro, I'll come on your podcast. I'll send you my rider." And I was like,
"What? We're gonna have to give him separate his M&M colors and stuff."
I think he's like, "I'm gonna," meaning like we can't talk about this stuff.
Well, he's probably in a union.
Yeah. I'm sure he's a professional opera singer, and
he's amazing.
Well, we knew he was talented back then, but so. When it comes to that type of stuff, he was talented enough, and I got in the room, and I'm just like, I kind of have to face the fact you weren't naturally gifted enough to kind of make this happen, but I'm okay with it because number one, I had an ego too, and and I would have probably not made the films that I would want to make now, or the stuff I want to do now, the plays I want to direct now, because I'm kind of choosy, but. I would also probably, if I'd have made it big, I would have gotten canceled. I would have said something in our interview, and then that would have been that.
People knew who you were.
Yeah.
I have a friend who went to School of the Arts for stage management.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Wyndham.
Yeah.
And he's still up in New York, I think, doing stuff. I just saw him on LinkedIn. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing now, managing something. But he went in and he said he sat in the room and it wasn't just stage managers. There's a bunch of other people, other disciplines or whatever in the same room. He said, but there was probably, I don't know, 30 people in the room or whatever. He said, look to your left, look to your right. One of you will make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You mentioned Bye Bye Birdie. She saw Bye Bye Birdie.
Did you really?
She saw Bye Bye Birdie. And
did you see Matt's fly down?
Yeah. Did you see?
I don't remember his fly down. I do remember the scene change. Robbie Phillips and I sat in the audience, and it was like, I think there were 3 lights at that time and at the Triple S Auditorium working because they didn't have the new lighting system. And Andrew Britt was stage managing, and the scene change happened, and no lights. And all of a sudden you see Andrew stop. What? And the lights come on. And apparently he's over on the other side going, go lights. And nobody was over there doing lights because it was him. He was supposed to be doing... No, it was Andrew supposed to be doing lights. And he was on the wrong side of the stage. So he was like...
Yeah, but what else did you say, Mina? When you saw me, what else did you say? You said it before. You go like, who is this cocky asshole up here playing Mr. McAfee?
Probably, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know Matt at that time.
No, we didn't know each other at all.
I thought it was perfect.
No, I wasn't.
No, you were. Because
I inserted too much into it. If I did it here, I would be like, why are you making up stuff that's not in the play, you know?
I just remember.
I thought it was perfect.
Whoever wrote the girl who played, was it Rose? Is the name of the main character?
Rosa Williams.
Rosa Williams. I was thinking about her.
I just remember they borrowed the phone from us, and apparently Ruth replaced the cord with a rope so it wouldn't have a curl, and she painted it all the way to the end, but they didn't knot it. So when she started like gesturing, it came out. So the tail end of the rope was like this long, and it was white.
What's the guy?
Slinging it around?
What's the name of the guy that played the lead?
That was Mr. Daughtry.
Yeah, he was a teacher.
Which I kind of thought was weird.
Well,
but you don't have too many great male. And Sean Watta's a brilliant person. He just did not project.
Sean Watta was a he was a really good looking dude. He was like
elite perfection face.
Yeah, sculpted. Yeah, yes.
Everything about him was perfect.
And he was dramatic and moody. Yeah. So yes, he was. All the girls were all over him. And I even back then, I'm just like, I got to put this guy in a play. You got to be an actor, sir. You got the face to be on the stage. And so I was like, you come be in the play. But he's not a good actor at all. He just has a pretty face. I don't worry, I can get it out of you. Come on. You want to be a star, don't you? And
he's like, no.
He was like, no, I really don't. I don't care anything about this. I want to thank you for coming in, Rob. This has been really fun, and I know we've been kind of all over the place and talking about old times, but for me, it's been really cathartic. And I'm glad you're here. It's crazy that life has kind of put us on the path, and that we're working together, or will work together one day on a project again. That's kind of wild to me that the universe works in weird ways, but I'm glad you're here. And Break a Leg with She Loves Me, and we will continue to do interesting musicals here at the Hut.
Yeah, 100%. I never thought I'd be important enough to be asked to be a guest on a podcast. So it's nice to be a friend of a pod. You know, it's fantastic. Please have me back sometime.
Oh, I will. Yeah. I will. I will definitely do that. We like our humble little pod, and I've heard that podcasting is the millennial Gen Z equivalent of starting a garage band. And
seems like everybody has one.
And
this is a good one, though.
Well, in 20 years, am I going to be like reacted to it like we're a Golden Glory where I can't listen to an episode?
Cringe.
I'm like, oh my god.
Well, yeah, but
he's rambling on about himself too much. He says too much.
That's how it goes.
Why is he drumming the table?
I know. Why is he? I hear stuff. Why is he breathing like James Gandolfini, like circa season 5 of The Sopranos? All right. Thank you for being here, Rob. And we're going to go ahead and put a pin in it there because I got another episode to get to. I'm recording 2 episodes today for She Loves Me, and we will get these out probably the week of your show, the week of Tech Week, something like that. And feel free to listen to it. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Or, if you want to listen
if
to
you
yourself.
want to, I don't care. Please like, share, and subscribe to Noose Little Podcast. Please go to our website, nooselittletheater.org. Please get tickets for She Loves Me going up February 13th, 14th, 20th, and 21st. Yes,
and the 15th, but it's sold
and the
out.
15th, but it's sold out. And tickets are $20 reserved, $25 at the door. We highly, highly recommend that you, since we are a small theater, we highly recommend that you go ahead and reserve, because we've been selling out a lot of our shows here lately. We are, I say we're a small theater, but we are kind of starting the transition of becoming a small theater into a mid-sized theater here in Smithfield, and this is a growing area, and if the area continues to grow, we will continue to attract more talent from the area, because I read somewhere that Johnson County's growth is
it's exploded.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's growing pains. But bear with us as we transition towards trying to get ahead of the curve or whatever, but
I thank God you're. Not really. I mean this sincerely. I really am glad that you're our captain of the ship during this time, and that's not a commentary on any other president, because I've only known one other one, and she's my theater arts teacher, and I love her. Her name was Ruth Mills, but I came in on the board right at the end of her tenure, so I've only known Mina as my president, our president on the board, and I'm so glad she's here, shepherding through us through this transition, because Mita has she's very intelligent, but she also has an exceptionally level head. She's not one to panic. If Mita's panicking, then oh my God, the plane's going down. We need to get out the oxygen mask.
I was just like, grab your life vest.
That's it. We're screwed. Get to the back of the plane. You might have a 1% chance. So I really want to say thank you for that, because there are going to be some growing pains coming up. We're going to have to be brave as an organization, and we're going to have to put a step forward that we might not be 100% sure about.
Right. So, it's a little in limbo right now as to, we've gone so long doing exactly what we've done for so long that now it's like, well, we kind of need to start shifting a little bit towards changing gears, and it's hard for some folks, and it's exciting for others, and I mean, we're all sort of hoping everybody rows towards the same direction, more or less. But
for 50 years, this theater, yes, we haven't been in the hut all of those 50 years, but we've been here since the early 90s, I think. So
88 was our first show here.
88, so that's almost 40, so that's like 36 years in the hut. And for the most part, we've kind of done things similarly throughout those 36 years. But now we find ourselves in a position of where we cannot do the same thing. So we're kind of having to do a little bit of reinvention. And it can be a little scary.
Well, and the online stuff now, and the taking of credit cards, that was like, you would have thought we were asking for firstborn children.
I know. I'm sitting there, I'm like, we don't take credit cards? Like, why? I
could walk you through it.
I know, but I've heard it.
Honestly, at this point in time, there wasn't really a reason not to do it, other than we just didn't.
Yeah.
And so, but early on, it was because it was just a big pain in the rear end to do.
But thank you for being here, Rob. Tell your mom I said hey. Tell your wife I said hey. And
tell your neighbor.
Tell your neighbor.
I'll say, Matt, who?
Yeah. Do it at like 3 o'clock in the morning and just like knock on his door. Says Matt says hey. I have to get to my other guests who are waiting and they're standing by, and I don't want to be rude to them. So thank you, Rob, for coming by. You will be back on, sir. And break a leg when she loved me, and I look forward to seeing it. Thank you. This is This Little Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Gore. That's my producer, Mita Toole.
So
that's our producer, Mita Toole. We'll talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.